Before we get into proportions, let's review proportional ratios. When you had ratios and needed to determine if they were proportional, one way that you could do it is to simplify the ratios to see if the simplified ratios equal one another. 7 to 21, you can divide by 7, numerator and denominator, and get 1/3. 6 to 24, 6 goes into both, 1/4. Since 1/3 does not equal 1/4, 7 to 21 and 6 to 24 are not proportional. Our next one is 8 to 24 and 9 to 27. When you reduce 8 to 24 down, 8 goes into both, you get 1/3. When you reduce 9 to 27, you get 1/3. So since 1/3 does equal 1/3, 8 to 24 and 9 to 27 are proportional ratios. Now there is another way to do this. If you have a hard time simplifying stuff down, finding the greatest common factor of the numbers, or let's say the numbers are just so large that you just don't even know where to start when it comes to simplifying it, you could do cross products. So let's get into some grossology. That's nasty. We're going to take some nasty information and determine if the facts in there are proportional. So the instructions are: prove or disprove that these disgusting facts are proportional. So here's our first example. It takes 3 hours for waste to travel 36 inches. 3 hours, it goes 36 inches. Through your colon before it is eliminated. In 9 hours, your waste will have traveled 108 inches. We need to prove or disprove that this disgusting fact is proportional. So the first set of numbers they give us is 3 hours. It goes 36 inches. The second piece of information, 9 hours, 108 inches. Now, if you did not even know where to start when it came to simplifying down these ratios, you could do the method of cross products. So we're going to take 36 and 9 and multiply that out. We're going to take 3 and 108 and multiply that out. You get 324 here. 9 times 6 is 54. 27 plus 5, 32. 324. Since 324 does equal 324, this is proportional, so yes. Now, remember, you do have your other method of taking the two ratios and simplifying them down. Here we could divide by 9. And the simplified ratios are equal. So both of these methods will work in proving whether or not two ratios or two fractions are proportional to one another. So here's another fact. Scientists say it is normal to pass gas 15 times in a 24-hour period. Quietly, we hope. Is Antonio normal if he passes gas 30 times in 3 days? Go ahead and pause the video and see if you can determine that whether or not these are proportional. So, scientists say it is normal to pass gas 15 times in a 24-hour period. That is our first piece of information that we will write in a ratio. 15 times in a 24-hour period. Antonio passes gas 30 times in 3 days. 30 times in 3 days. Hopefully you figured out that something was wrong with this. Our tops are how many times he passed gas. Our bottoms are different. This one's in hours, this one's in days. So the first thing you're going to need to do is either change the hours to days or change the days to hours. I know that 24 hours is 1 day. So I think I'm going to do that one. And leave this one the same. You cannot do cross products until your numerators are the same unit and the denominators are the same unit. So now I'm going to go ahead and do this. 15 times 3 and 1 times 30. 45 does not equal 30. So these are not proportional. Good. Next one. The average person expels 300 saliva droplets per minute while talking. Is Jeffrey average if he expels 15,000 droplets in a 45-minute period? So our first set of information is 300 droplets per minute. Per means 1 minute. 300 droplets in 1 minute. Jeffrey expels 15,000 in 45 minutes. That's a lot of spit. 15,000 droplets in 45 minutes. So these are pretty large numbers. Cross products would really come in handy here. So we're going to do 15,000 times 1, and then we're going to do 300 times 45. 531. Here it is 15,000. So you can tell that 13,500 is not equal to 15,000. So that means that this is not a proportional relationship between the average and what Jeffrey spits. If we wanted to know if Jeffrey spit more, what could we do? We could simplify this down to a unit rate per minute. So we'd have to divide by 45 on both top and bottom to break it down to per minute, and then we'd be able to tell if Jeffrey was average, less than average, more than average. Next one. The average brain weighs 3 pounds. 12 people's brains collectively weigh 32 pounds. Is this group of people proportionally, let's bring this down, normal? So the average brain, that would be one brain, is 3 pounds. So, one brain, 3 pounds. 12 brains, 32 pounds. So, cross products, 32 times 1 is 32. 3 times 12 is 36. So, no, these are not equal, so they are not proportional. Next one. All livestock in the U.S. excretes 230,000 pounds of manure in a minute. In 3 minutes' time, the U.S. has been dumped on by 41,400,000 pounds of poo. Is this proportional or just disgusting? So, let's look at the information that we have. We know that all livestock excretes 230,000 pounds in 1 minute. So, we're going to write that down. 230 pounds of poo in 1 minute. In 3 minutes, we've been dumped on by 41,400,000. So we're going to write that down. 41,400,000. Notice how I'm putting the pounds with the pounds and the minutes with the minutes. That was 3 minutes. Cross products. This time, 41,400,000 times 1 is just 41,400,000. And 230,000 times 3 is 690,000. So these are not equal. So this is not a proportional relationship. Next one. The average person passes about a pint of gas daily. To fill a 2,400-gallon hot air balloon with your own body gas, it would take 275 days. So what I want you to do with this, if the average person passes 1 pint daily to fill a 2,400-gallon hot air balloon with your own body gas, it would take 275 days. We need to know if this is proportional. Now, you need to note you have pints per day, and then you have 2,400 gallons in 275 days. So we're going to be doing a little bit of a dimensional analysis. So you need to take this pint and change it to gallons, or you need to change that gallons to pints. So press pause, and I want you to do that now. Okay, so remember the first part of dimensional analysis is to write down the information you have that you can use to solve this problem. So first I'm going to set up this proportion.